Hello everybody, it's me, ShamsRealm. And wait, I think my audio's out of sync. Wait, can we? Okay, we're back? Yes, we're back. Hello everybody, and welcome to the top 15 albums of 2021, ranked from best to worst, with me, your host, ShamsRealm. Let's go. At number 15, we have Live from Black Alakia by Moses Sumney. This is a collection of live recordings from Grey, Moses' last album, which made an appearance on my last video. You can see up here. Have a look at the video. It's very good. But yeah, just a great experience here. Some live crisp sound, some really high quality production, and some nice beautiful vocals. At number 14, we have Pray for Haiti by mach-hommy. mach-hommy is an incredibly inventive and sharp hip-hop writer with incredible bars and a knack for putting together songs, and he has some good albums. I won't hold that against him, but also he seems to lack a sort of ambition with his work. And this is what I really like about Pray for Haiti. It feels like ambitious enough to match his talent as a writer with. I just love the great drumless production. I love how diverse the production is. How much you really, whoever produced it, I'm not too sure, pulled from a lot of different influences, a lot of great samples, a really great album. At number 13, we have Sometimes I Might Be Introvert by Lil Sims. Lil Sims is Forever is a Mighty Long Time, an examination of artist and human being. A sort of examination of what it means to be an artist and put yourself into your music and what's left, what's life outside of your music, and a great, very deep, very introspective album over this beautiful production with lots of horns and strings, very grand, very luxurious, very dynamic percussion that's not exactly loud, but it's big and it's bold. It's a really, really grand album. At number 12, we have For My Mama and Anyone Who Looked Like Her by McKinley Dixon. This is, in a lot of respects, a very dark and haunting look and unpacking of grief and trauma and life and just family history, with some great rapping, some nice introspective bars again. But what really makes this is the fun jazz rap production, pulling from a lot of jazzy dynamic sounds, and it leads to a very nice listen. At number 11, we have A Martyr's Reward by Ka, the GOAT, the greatest, Brownsville's own firefighter. He is someone who consistently reinvents the wheel with every single project he's dropped. And that's why, to some, it was a disappointment when he dropped this. You know, he wasn't doing anything crazy. You know, he was just in familiar pockets. There's no grand, massive concept. Though a lot of the tracks are conceptual and fall through a slight narrative through line, it's still a great record. Despite not living up to his catalog, he still has the incredible, dynamic, drumless, yet still rhythmic production. He still has the insane, dark, haunting, chilling delivery of some of the most insanely quotable, wickedly rhymed, the fluidity, just the groove he gets in with his rhyme patterns, how it just sounds so clean, his nice pairing of syllables, and it's all here again. He never misses. He is the GOAT. At number 10, we have The Color Blue by Blue. Blue is a very prolific hip-hop artist since 2007, consistently dropping. He has, I believe, well over 30 projects in many different series with many different artists, with many different producers. He goes into so many styles. He's ridden so many blue waves in the blue ocean. It blew my mind and continues to blow it to this day. As in this new album, Blue is someone I'm very familiar with, as should you if you've been on my channel. I've been championing him and his sound for years now. He is an incredible artist with these really, really personal stories that feel so universal. It's just how he is. It's his story. It's his style of writing, and it works really well. Here, we see him hyper-focus on blue, the color, the concept, the emotion, and use it as a lens to view the world, to go to all of these so many different topics. He just thinks blue, 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 and he writes a song about blue, the color, the feeling, the triumphs, the letdowns, his own life, over some great and as diverse production. You know, this feels like his previous album, a previous album of his, Miles, with Exile, all about Miles, you know, different type of Miles. But instead of Miles, this time it's Blue, and his name is Blue. Blue! Blue's Clues. At number 9, we have OK Human by Weezer. So, Weezer is back at it again after a bit of a break. They dropped 2 albums this year, and there was Van Weezer, which I get a lot of people liked. It was really anticipated, but for me, OK Human just does it for me. OK Human is Weezer at their best, writing fun pop music, but instead of just pop rock, get rid of the rock, add grand orchestral production, which is surprisingly really, really well made. It is just beautiful. It's epic at times, and we just hear Rivers, Mr. Cuomo, just discuss his life, his personal beliefs, his misgivings with the pandemic and the lack of human connection that is going on, and we just see him just sing his little songs. He plays his piano. He has a song called Playing My Piano. It's so crazy. He's like, playing my piano. Amazing song. Such a grandness to it, to this entire album. The grandiosity is absurd. OK Human. Better than OK Computer in my opinion. Number 8 is Sling by Clairo. Clairo is an artist I've had the joy of watching her entire career. From Pretty Girl on YouTube, she is from making YouTube core bedroom pop to now with this incredible, intricate Jack Antonoff production to write these beautiful, poetic lyrics. We've got Sling, and just how to explain this absolute beauty, this just from the heart album. Everything is so personal. It's such an intimate record, and it all comes together so well with so many beautiful songs here. They sound so pretty. They're so pretty. They're so sad too. Sling. With number 7, we've got Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. Tyler is back at it again. He hasn't missed a beat since 2017, coming with this album that's really just getting back to an early 2000s hip-hop mixtape, just fucking insane sound. We have everything is 211, just banging, going hard. We just got so much energy here. So much is here, so much energy, so much intensity, so many topics covered. We get dissections of many different ideas subtly as subtext to every song, and I love the takedown of just Tyler looking at himself and being like, what do I have to do to be Tyler, the Creator? That's on a few songs, but also largely a big through line is this really crazy relationship, love triangle, where these 2 boys that don't like each other, both like this girl. One of them are in an established relationship, but Tyler, they like have a weird thing going on. They're like, what's this gonna be like? There's more to it than meets the eye. You'll have to listen to the album to find out, but really, this is just a lot of fun. And the melodrama doesn't bog it down at all. It's genre blending on some songs. It's wickedly smooth. It's incredible. It's an amazing album from Tyler, the Creator. Better than Eagle, on par with Flower Boy. At number 6, we have Haram by Arm & Hammer, produced by The Alchemist. Arm & Hammer is a hip-hop duo I've been following since 2018 with Paraffin, and I was really a big fan of Paraffin. I think I had it in my top 10, I think number 5 or 6, and this is number 6. Wow, oh my god. Billy Woods and Elucid. Billy Woods isn't someone I always vibe with his albums. He's a bit emo, he's a bit depressed, not emo as in the music sound, just as emotional, a bit dark. And Elucid is a sort of similar, same vein type of rapper. They're not the most distinct people in the world, but when they come together, they just make incredible music. Hit after hit, album after album, and with the Alchemist beautiful, lavish production, it really adds a lot to it. And this is an incredibly political album. They're both very big lefties, and it comes across so clear that they're just really fed up with stuff. Unlike one of the first songs, they say you should kill your landlord, which is true, you should. Private property is theft, and Arm & Hammer is here to tell you that that is a big part of their music, as well as just the darkness of the world and the sadness that comes with that. I absolutely, really adore Haram. I love it. It's so cool. There are so many great songs. There are so many great runs. Despite like the politics, the emotions, there's still just some tracks that just go hard that any rap fan can enjoy. You can put on for them and they'll be like, yeah, this song is good. At number 5, we have Mr. Boldy James and The Alchemist with Bo Jackson. You walk into my room, Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson. This is the second latest Boldy James album. He has dropped another album with The Alchemist very recently that it's too early to make the list. It may make next year's list, but what I'm saying is he's just been on a killing spree, like 6 projects in the last 2 years. 6 incredible, great projects. He's easily Boldy in top 10 rappers of all time, of my favorites, to like at least. And it's because he has one of the most incredible, smooth voices that is able to just mix words together so well to create these incredible pockets in the beat and just rap. He's so good at it. He's so smooth and fluid and dynamic, and he never misses a second. And The Alchemist is really good at producing. He works so well with Boldy, and they're just such a wonder, and they just keep dropping project after project, and they're just so fucking good. When will they miss? They won't, because they're both magic. It's full of so many evocative songs, so many great, cool, gritty, grimy tales. Boldy at one point says, "We are not cut from the same cloth because I'm cut from steel wool," and his stories show that he's so evocative in his lyrics. He's with the Griselda crew, and he's better than all of them. He is a cut above the rest with just his pure magic and mastery of the mic. And this project is no different. It's just incredible. It doesn't stand out amongst his other work as much as I'd like for it to be higher in the list, but it's still a very respectable number 5. At number 4, we have An Evening with Silk Sonic by the incredible Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. And what can I say about this duo besides magic? Track after track after track, these timeless, soulful cuts are delivered to you by 2 of the best recording artists to date. Bruno Mars is someone I, and anyone my age, has listened to for their entire lives. We're so familiar with his catalog. He's like a modern day Michael Jackson. He drops hit after hit after hit. He does not miss. And he swept the Grammys back in 2016 and took off. No one knows where he's been. And Anderson .Paak, I've been following him for 4 or so years. And Malibu, one of the best albums ever made. I love it. I love every song on it. And then they come together, I hear. I was like, what is this gonna sound like? I was nervous. But then when Leave the Door Open came on, such a beautiful, magnificent, gorgeous song, I was blown away. It sounds so beautiful, it's written so well, it's so fun, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, it's lovely, it's lavish. I knew I didn't have to worry. And then Skate, and then Smoking Out the Window. Track after track, they blew me away with their incredible chemistry, the beautiful production. They could not fail this album. And of course they didn't. They dropped one of the best albums of the year. One of the best current soul albums with so much beauty in it. So much lavishness. You just want to lie in the songs. And I love the diversity in topics. It's a little short. People will say it's short. It's not a substantial release. I disagree. Everything here is perfect. What's not to love? You're left wanting more, and I'm sure we'll get more, if not of them together, of their solo material. This is just a magic moment. Just think about it. Think about what you're asking for more of. Two incredible artists, two incredible catalogs come together and just marry. They mate in this sound. They explore each other's bodies artistically over this sound, and this is what came out of it. This was a lot of them having fun. If you listen to interviews and stuff, I think they've done an Apple Music interview where they discuss finding songs and how they would just have fun together and get a bit close and just make music. And you can really tell they really tried to please each other on this album, and they pleased me. Number 3, we have Word by Atmosphere. I'm assuming the majority of you are unfamiliar with Atmosphere, and that's a fucking shame. Slug is the second greatest rapper of all time, second to only the man himself, Lupe Fiasco. And Slug has this producer that is very close with Ant, and they've been making music together since the late 90s, and they've dropped 12 studio albums, all of which have a unique production and writing style, and just, man, Atmosphere and Word, their latest, was teased to us through EP sound packs of 3 or 4 songs throughout the year, with Word A, Word B, Word C, and then finally Word. The whole thing, this beautiful tapestry, this just explosion of color, of different types of production. It's all very fun. It sounds very happy. It sounds cheerful. That's what Word is. Word is happy. You can tell by Woes with them dancing. Slug in a shark costume to celebrate Shark Week. That's the happiness I imagined they felt when writing this, even when tackling some pretty heavy themes, like on the song Something. That song gets a bit heavy, despite having a tongue-in-cheek fun, poking fun at itself. And on this album, on further cuts, we see topics like aging and time brought up, addiction. We learn a lot about just how Sean, that Slug's life is continuing. We just learn. This is just another fun entry into the Atmosphere canon, and another album for me to love by them. At number 2, by JPEG Mafia, we have LP! This is an album that, since I covered it in my Perfect video up here, I have kept in heavy rotation. I kept coming back to it. You want to know why? Because every song is incredible. This is a glitchy project, an introspective project with Peggy looking through his entire career up until this point, his entire life, even, and thinking and just reflecting. There's a lot of themes on this album, which I went into in my review. You can go there more for more track by track, deeper analysis. Over here, I'm just summarizing my thoughts. As you know, you've watched the video up until now. But yeah, great production, great writing with Peggy, just having a lot of fun, being very dynamic, being very on his toes, jumping around. He's been jumping around. He's jumping around. On this album, JPEG Mafia is jumping around with a lot of sounds. He's cutting himself up. He's jumping. He's starting over himself. He's going crazy. This is just full of so much fun, energy. You just get it. Like, when you listen to this, you're just having fun. Even when there's some more introspective and darker moments, there's still a fun, bouncy element. And this can be enjoyed for an hour straight. I love it. I love so many songs. So many of the best songs of the year are on this album. LP by JPEG Mafia. Watch my review. Comment on my review. Comment on this if you liked LP. Before I unveil the number one pick, I think it's important we get to some honorable mentions in no order. We have Yosuke by Flying Lotus, Mood Valiant by Hiatus Coyote, Promises by Floating Points and Pharoah Sanders, Montero by Lil Nas X, Garbology by Aesop Rock and Blockhead, Spacebar by Your Old Droog, and Hitler Wears Hermes Side B by Westside Gun. No shade to these incredible albums. I just didn't have time to get to them and dig into them as much as I want to do. As much as these other albums, they weren't calling to me as much for whatever reason. Maybe the music just wasn't top 15 worthy, or maybe my list wasn't good enough for the album. But now, as number one, we have A Magnificent Day for an Exorcism by Pharoah Monch in the band 13. What to say about this album? It came out early in the year. I remember last year there were a few teaser tracks, and I kept thinking, this sounds really fucking cool. When am I getting the album? And it came out this year, and I've listened to it for the whole year. It really stood through the whole year. So many different moods, so many different times, and I still came back to this crazy, rock-inspired, dark album with Pharoah Monch rapping in a sort of character as like a crazed man, and just the insanity of this album, the darkness, the talk of murder, of just terrible things, of terror. So many fun, creative concepts, inspired tracks on this album. We get a lot of creative, fun concepts as songs on this album, and Pharoah Monch really does his best and just raps his ass off. He's one of the best rappers of all time. That's why he's on this list. He's really, really good at wordplay. He's so wordy, but not obtuse. He has such a big vocabulary, yet you know what he's saying. You can feel his energy. He's so emotive. And just each song comes together so well. He is phenomenal. I love this album. I love that I lived through a Pharoah Monch album. I loved him for years, and I never, he hadn't dropped anything in my lifetime. He had, but I was a child. But now I can gladly say I've lived through a Pharoah Monch album, and I can say that it is my favorite album of 2021. Now don't go. I have two important things to say. Number one, in under a week you are getting a top 20 movies of 2021. I hope you're ready for that list. It's good. It's coming. And number two, I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for giving me your precious time. Comment down below whatever you thought. What are your thoughts on the list? What did I get wrong? What did I get right? What do you think? What did I miss? What didn't I miss? Thank you for watching. I have been Shams of ShamsRealm.